Guys, welcome back to the Chaotic Kids channel, where I, Michelle, document my life here on YouTube as somebody who's trying to make her life as an independent author and also somebody who's trying to traverse the world of multiple personalities. I'm not actually sure if that's what I'm diagnosed with, but it's the best way to sum up what's going on inside my head. But today we are going to be doing a little catch-up video. We're going to talk about the back wall. We got some books I want to show you. I got some stickers I want to show you. So yeah, we're just going to have a little chit-chat. Let's get into it. Okay guys, so today is February the 18th. It is a Tuesday. Have you guys been? It's been a while since I've talked to you guys. And as you guys can tell, my back wall has changed a little bit. But before we start, I've got like 3 things I want to talk to you guys about today. So this is going to be like separated into different clips. But it's going to all look the same. Sorry, I'm slightly sick and my nose just wants to run. But so let's just talk about the back wall first. So the back wall, I always knew I wanted to put wallpaper back there. I had ideas of getting wallpaper that looks similar to what my parents have in their house. Just because that wallpaper was always just brought me joy. But I wasn't gonna spend like the over $40 to get it. So I was like, I'm just gonna do something that's simple for me, as simple as it can be. Because I already had most of the wallpaper glue here at my house. It's old wallpaper glue, but it still worked. But then I used the old inside guts of these books back here, like only 4 books, I think. But then I wallpapered the whole back wall, and I really enjoy it. My sister suggested putting print off covers of these and plastered on the wall. But I don't want that because I plan on having like full wall shelves back there and then having books displayed on that. So I was like, I just want to have the background be black and white so then the books can pop off a little more, if that makes sense. Because my game plan with books is to have like a full rainbow of colors. And like even just with the Bugztopia, it's going to be a full range of colors. And then we've got Maris, and we got Grace's books. So it's just gonna be massive. And I'm mildly stressing out of how massive it's gonna be. Like my word collection, because I'm only 24. Like how many books I'm gonna have written. But that's beside the point. I enjoy what I do. I enjoy what I do. Where did I go on this tangent? I don't know. But so I really enjoy the back wall. I will show you what the shelves are going to be super simple. There's going to be floating shelves like this that my dad will build for me. I say I want to build them too, but knowing my dad, he's going to build them for me just because he has time and he enjoys doing it. But they're going to look like that, and they're going to span the whole length of the height and length of the walls. And that is where I will display my books. And also some of my trinkets, like I do have up there. Yeah, I really enjoy it. Oh, sorry. I need to talk about this puzzle right here. I broke it, and I am so angry with myself. Because it broke a wheel, and I'm like, I hate you now. I hate that puzzle, but I need to fix it. Sorry, rant over. Complaining over. But so that's the back wall. Yeah. I want to do a, tour of this office, because I do have plans, when I do the tour of the office, I will also talk about my plans for this office, because I want to recarpet I'm not going to recarpet, I'm going to take out the carpet in the floor, and I'm going to put some kind of wood on it, depending on how the floors look, but I'm going to probably wood it like I have, I don't even know what it was called, but I have, it's kind of like wood, just like what looks like wood planks. But I'm gonna do that for the flooring. I also have plans to have shelves over on this side of the wall. I have plans to have it on above my desk. I just want to make this place a nice, cozy office / library. Even though the books are all gonna be my books. I think all of my books are gonna be my books. But yeah, so that's the game plan with that. Now let's go into talking about Bugztopia and the proof copies that I got. So let's get into it. Okay, so as I believe I've showed you guys this. This is what the new covers of Bugztopia are going to look like. I don't have, well, I do have the old covers over here on my desk, but I just don't want to dig them out because they take way too much time to dig out and then put back in. But this is what the covers are going to look like. I have books 2, 3, and 4 now, plus 1, that I bought from Amazon. So this is book 2. This is book 3. And then this is book 4. Now, something I find funny with this, so book 4 is still my smallest book. I've been editing them just to get, like, a rough idea on, like, how, like, well, not rough idea. I'm editing them to make it as perfect as possible just so then I don't have to republish them again. You know, like, I'm finding little typos and little things like that from the old books, and I'm just like, darn you could have done better. And I just need to keep reminding myself that, you know, it was my first book series as of Shelley, and, you know, it's alright to make mistakes, you know, no book is perfect. But yeah, but I also find it funny that, like, all these books are roughly the same size. Granted, book 5 is going to be a lot bigger just because book 5 has, like, over 24,000 words in it, while these only have under 20,000. So book 5 has always just been a beast. I don't even know how that's possible because I feel like book 5 has the least stuff going on in it, but I could be wrong. Anyways, so yeah, these are the new book covers. I do intend, like, I wanted them all to look very similar to each other. And that's kind of what the branding of Bugztopia is going to look like. And, like, I'll just show you the back of them. Like, this is what the backs of the books look like, or roughly what the backs look like. It's got a character design of Officer Renee and Officer Francis. I can't do my fingers right now. And then it's got text, and then a city of bugs with ants around. That's kind of the game plan for all these books. And then this is what the spines of the books look like. But yeah, so that's the game plan for these books. And since I'm on the topic of books and, like, talking about them, I do already know. So I'm working on book 16 of Bugztopia currently. So with Bugztopia, I have decided to separate it out into seasons. So season 1, or the 6 books that I've already previously published, all have this, like, light green coloring as their back cover. Season 2, which is books 7 through 14, have a light yellow colored background. And then season 3, which is books 15 to whenever I decide to end it, is going to have a light purple background. And now I believe I've made it clear on this channel, I think. I don't remember exactly because, like I said, my recording's been off a little bit. But I always, like, after I reevaluated the Bugztopia series, I knew I wanted it to have multiple different places and characters I'm following. So, like, season 1 is following Officer Renee and Officer Francis. Season 2 is following Officer Bug and Officer Ryan. Season 3 is following a new character named Officer Zoe and Officer Eva. Well, those 2 new characters. And I always knew, like, I wanted it to be, like, spanning many different seasons and many different books. Kind of what I envisioned Maris's book series to look like. So my high fantasy adventure story. Yeah, so it's, like, Bugztopia is going to be a massive world. Me and my nephew joke that it's going to be, like, over 100 books long. And I'm, like, not prepared for that at all. And, like, I know I still have a ways to go before I get to 100. But if you think about it, I'm on book 16. And the story's not even close to being done yet. Which is terrifying. And then I'm also, like, I have plans to write series for my niece, like, my 2 nieces. And if my sister and my brothers have another kid, I'll write a book series for them as well. But I'm just like, my goodness gracious, I'm gonna be working on these books until I die. Which I guess is the game plan anyways. Like, I want to die writing books. So I don't know. But that is the books. I'm a little, like, I'll repeat this until I'm dead. I'm a little anxious by these books, just because they're so big. Well, not so big, like, thickness-wise, they're just massive world. But yeah, that's kind of what I had to talk about with the Bugztopia. Oh, I was gonna say, I don't know when these books are gonna be released, so I don't know when these new covers of books are gonna be released. I have plans to release it in April of this year, but I'm not 100% sure if that's going to work because I do plan on starting an LLC. I did think about registering as like doing business as, um, but I don't think that'll work because I do plan on making more than $600 a month. I mean, $600 a year. So yeah, I'm gonna switch it over to an LLC. Even though, I haven't sold any books, but I do have plans to do in the future. But yeah, so I do have, like, I originally wanted these to be published and printed in April and then publish books 7 and 8 in September and December. With an omnibus also in, like, August. I don't know if that's gonna happen anymore. Those are my plans at the beginning of the year. But as I'm thinking about it, I'm like, I don't know if that's a smart idea. So I might end up having to push books 7 and 8 back, or I'm going to have to rush release these. I'm not really sure. So, or I'm just not going to publish an omnibus at all. I don't know. I haven't truly decided, and, but it's only February. Well, February going into March now, even though it's only the 18th. But it's gonna be stuff that I decide in the spur of the moment. But yeah, so that's stuff about the books. Now I'm gonna show you guys some swag items that I bought, and also just do a little more chit chatting with you guys, just because I like chit chatting. So let's get into it. Hey guys, it's the next day. So I wasn't quite done updating you guys. I was just waiting until I could get my mail in because I was waiting for some stickers to come in. So I always knew that I wanted to have illustrated covers, like something like this, and I knew I wanted to have the characters on the back of the book. I knew that with the character art in the center of the book. So like the chapter headers. And ideally I would have loved to have illustrations in the book too. Like just black and white illustrations done. But that wouldn't be on every page, but I couldn't afford that, so I just was like, okay, I'm not gonna do it. But like if I sell enough copies, maybe I'll do a special edition where I get to have the illustrations. But so back in 2022, I had character art designed by my illustrator of Officer Renee and Officer Francis. So this is what she came up with, and then I turned it into stickers. Yeah, like it's pretty easy. She's like. It started off just as a square with a background, and all I did was put it on the sticker and put Officer Renee on the side. So I like how they came out, and I was like, okay, I knew moving forward with the series, I didn't know how many books the series was going to be, but I knew that each book I wanted to have those characters, like at least a character design in each book with different characters for the series. So in season 2, which is books 7 through 12, we have Officer Ryan and Officer Bug. So Officer Bug is a ladybug and Officer Ryan is a rhinoceros beetle. I really enjoyed how these came out. And again, I just wanted to turn them into stickers because I would like to give them out to kids. Like that's the ideal reason, is to hand them out to kids. Yeah, so then that takes us to books 13 and 14, which will have both of those characters. So both Officer Renee and Officer Francis and Ryan and Bug. But then that takes us up to season 3, which I feel like I bought these ones a little bit early compared to when I bought Officer Bug and Ryan. But it was just good to have them on hand. So I have new characters for Bugztopia. Well, technically it's for Insectopolis. That's the next city over that we're following in the Bugztopia series. So we've got Officer Eva, who is a damselfly. So kind of like a dragonfly, but smaller. And then we have Officer Eva, who is a fairy wasp. Now, something interesting about these two is that Officer Eva is actually blind. Like, she is a blind character that uses a walking stick. I feel like, I don't know. I feel like I do an okay job portraying it. But also at the same point, I decided to make her kind of like a witch character. Well, like, I put air quotes around it, but really she is a witch. She jokes about it all the time in the books. But she's just got like supernatural abilities where she can see the future and stuff, and like her whole family can. Um, I like. I kind of envision it how like what is her name? Mei Mei in Turning Red. So how the family was blessed by the ancestors to help people. I don't know how else to describe it. But so the family that's in season 3, the Tiki family, which is the ones that's Officer Eva's family, they are all have some sort of witchy ability or have some sort of vision of the future and stuff. People just call them witches because that's what they've known their entire lives. But yeah, so I enjoy writing that character. Even if she is blind and like I have to come up with like I don't know. I feel like I struggle with how I write her just because I've obviously never well not obviously, but I've never interacted with somebody and talked to them about how like it's like being blind or like I don't know if this is making sense and I feel like I'm being insensitive. But let's just sum it up this way. I don't know if I'm doing it justice. So whenever I get ready to release them, I will then I think when I get ready to release at least book 15, I will see if I'm doing the character justice by getting a sensitivity reader. But for right now, I'm not going to worry about it because I don't know when these books are coming out. Yeah. Now let's hop into the discussion about writing and publishing. Let's go. Okay, guys. So now talking about publishing. So I am a little worried about 2025 publishing because like I originally back like in December when I was writing out my goals for this year, I wrote out that I wanted to release 9 different books this year. 6 of which would be the re-release for Bugztopia with the new covers. These ones are pretty easy to do. All you need to do is just edit a little bit more and print them out. Like that's all that needs to happen. But before I can do that, or at least before I can print them out, is I need to set up an LLC because I would like to finally have it under an LLC. I'm doing an LLC rather than just a sole proprietor because my goal is to eventually make a lot of money off of this. And I think first, I don't know, I want an LLC. It feels more separate than if I were to just do a sole corporation. I mean, S corp. No, sole proprietor. I don't know what I'm saying anymore. But I need to just wait a little bit, even though I'm not a very patient person. So probably once I get my tax stuff done, because that's taking forever, I will probably then set up an LLC just so I can start publishing and stuff. So that'll take me. So my goal is to publish April till June for books 1 through 6. And then in August, I would like to release an omnibus. The omnibus is done. I think it's done. Because I finished, sort of done. I want to have extra scenes in it, but I don't know if it's going to work because it's already over 500 pages. And I'm like, I don't know the standard hardback cover. I don't know. I've got some things in my mind that I need to work up to on that. But then also on top of that, I would like to release books 7 and 8 this year in September and December. And I'm like, I don't know if that's going to happen just because I have so many publishing goals. And I'm a little scared that I'm not going to be able to do it. Even though realistically, like, it's okay if I don't, like, it's fine. It's just, I want it done. Because, like, I made out a list of my next, like, 3 years planned out for, like, my goals for each year, like, for each month of what I'm writing and what I'm working on. So, if I publish books 7 and 8 in 2025, book 12 will come out in December of 2026. Then book 13 and book 14 will come out in 2027. Then book 15 and 16 will come out in 2028. But if I push that all back, the books are just going to get released later. Like, I don't know how else to describe this. I'm a little worried about my publishing plan. And I know I shouldn't really realistically be worrying this much about it because it's publishing. Like, well, it's not that. It's just when things get done, things get done. I'm not going to rush it. And whenever I feel like it's good, it's good. I say that as I've already released those, and those I feel like we're a C at best. But yeah, I'm just a little hesitant and little questioning things. I'm also questioning if I really want to become an author. Even though technically I've been an author, but I took down all the books off sale, so now I'm just a writer. But I'm like, I'm second guessing if I want to be an author or not. Which is questionable. I know it's imposter syndrome and stuff, but it's questionable because I obviously started this back in 2019. I'm like, do I want to start, like, do I want to be an author for my literal rest of my life? And I'm not sure about that. I know I'm second guessing myself, and I know obviously me and my alters, we want to be an author. We want to make money off our books. We want to make life out of our creativeness. Even though technically we don't even we would like money, yes, but as long as it, like, at least for the Bugztopia series, as long as it makes our nephew happy, we're happy with it. So it's something that's worth thinking about. But it's just like, it's a little second guessing and a little imposter syndrome creeping in just because I'm like, as I read, I'm like, is this even good? Is this even good? But I've gotten compliments off of it, so I don't know. Yeah. Now let's get into some writing. Hey guys, so we're going to finish out this video with writing. So I am currently writing book 16 in Bugztopia. This is book 2 in season 3 of Bugztopia. I am currently on chapter 7, which I do plan on writing today. I need to eventually stop recording, though. I need to actually sit down and write. My game plan is to get to chapter 9 today. But I have roughly 7 more days of writing to go. And I would ideally like to get this done by the end of this month. Even though I know that this month has been a shorter month, but I would like to ideally get it done this month. Just so it's done, then it's over with. And then I can start on the next books in the series. I was going to talk about some anxiety that I have. But you know what? I'm not going to say it because last time I was ranting and yes, I am a little stressed about, my future as an author who wants to have 2 other pen names, with Maris and Grace. But I just need to focus on what's going on right now. I think that's what I need to say. I don't know. But yeah, so that's kind of the game plan, is writing book 16. And kind of working through the rest of the book series as I get ready to slowly publish the rest of the books. Because I think I said, in 2028 is when I'll release Bugztopia Season 3. And I would like to, from now until Season 3 gets started to release, I would like to keep writing the series, straight through. So I'm going to work on Season 3, then I'm going to work on Season 4, then I'm going to work on Season 5 if I have time. I'm just going to work through the series. Yeah. So that's the game plan. Hope this catch up was somewhat entertaining for you guys. I will see you guys next time, okay? Bye.